This guy should be the number one artist right now, man. Honestly, this guy should be the number one artist right now. Like, what I mean by that is like when it comes to the general consensus top review, like like people say like this is the artist of the decade type shit. Like I remember seeing there was like this poll on YouTube of people debating like who's the artist of the decade when it comes to the 2010s. Is it Kanye? Is it Drake? Is it J. Cole? Is it Kendrick? A lot of people actually did pick Kanye, if I'm not mistaken. It was close between Kanye, Drake, and then Kendrick, and then Cole. I think that was the order. But when I say consensus, general consensus, people have like the top artists of the decade, and that's the majority. So I feel like when it comes to the top artists currently, the general consensus should be like Tory Lanez is actually the top artist currently. That's how I that's how I think it should be because honestly, let's keep it real. If the situation with Megan didn't happen, Tory was actually doing very very good with the TikTok. You remember the TikTok live performance thing he was doing? He was doing also on Instagram when everything was shutting down and everything was actually locked. So people were just actually gravitating towards lives. He was doing crazy, crazy well when it came to that. He's doing great right now because I'm here to tell you this track is amazing. This track is incredible. But if that Megan situation didn't happen, you know this would be even more and more views, more and more of not trying to paint him as the bad guy, blatantly trying to like take him out of mainstream. He's even said it on songs when it comes to the whole situation. They're trying to not actually let him prosper when it comes to it for the music. When it comes to the talent, you can't deny the talent is right there. You can't deny it. You just can't deny it, man. This track is insane. Like the original version of the track, I like the '80s vibe. I like the way this sounds. I like the way this sounds. But when it comes to his live performance, this is insane. Like this is insane. The way it sounds, the voice, the slow, slow version. It sounds impeccable live right there with the piano and the guitar. The way he's just belting out. This is why I say this should be a track that, and it has like 2.4 million views, I think, which is great, right? Anybody would want that, and I think he's independent at this point, so he doesn't have to cut part of his check with the label. I'm telling you, man, this should be like the top tracks that people are even talking more about than what they are now. And I know you actually watch the videos because you're like the only artist I can say that manually removes the copyright. That's some real shit. Manually removing a copyright. And I remember there's this track that you actually deleted from World Star Hip Hop and you had not uploaded it afterwards till some other time. But when I reacted to it, it was that first time that it was on World Star Hip Hop. And you took it down from World Star Hip Hop. So you could have taken it down from my account because I left it and it actually never got removed. Never got removed. So that's some real shit because you could have easily removed it, had the automated system take my video down, or even copyright it completely for a flag, like a strike. But no, he's actually even taking the copyright manually down. So that's some real shit. So that's how I know. That's how I actually know that Tori actually watches the videos because that's some real shit. I've seen it multiple occasions now. So Tori, if you actually watching the videos, man, real shit, I appreciate that because I know that that's not some automatic shit that actually happens. That's somebody actually did it with the system manually to avoid giving a copyright. And you know how these people are when it comes to copyright, man. So this track is insane. This track is the original one, the vibe. It's like you want to dance to. Ironically, it says Playboys don't dance, but you get what I mean. That track is impeccable when it comes to the production. You have to listen to it entirely to understand the level that this guy has gone to with that type of voice, the way it blends in, and the way it sounds modern, yet it has that classic type of vibe too. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. It was his own dance, like unreal. Like, of course, I know the hair. He's trying to go for that old style, but now with this one, the live version, the slow mo. I saw somebody in the comments say it. Like he even sounds like the Weeknd when it comes to that House of Balloons, very slow type of vibe. Trilogy type of vibe. It sounds like that. It really does sound like that. But it sounds like Tory still, in the sense that I can distinguish his excuse me, I can distinguish his voice. Now there is an element that I feel to the Weeknd, but at this point the Weeknd isn't the one doing it. He's no longer doing this type of sound, which is what I want to hear. So I'm glad Tory is doing it because I feel like that's my favorite type of sound. So real shit, I appreciate that Tory's still doing this. Great track, insane track. Listen, this Megan situation, apparently they're still gonna go for it on April, something like that. But if that situation wasn't here, Tory would blow past. In terms of music, honestly, he's already blown past Megan Thee Stallion when it comes to actual music. When it comes to actual music now, is she quote unquote higher in popularity? Well, let's be honest, a lot of these female artists compared to these male artists, they have bigger audiences in certain respects when you're already coming up. How do you say when you're already coming up? These artists, female artists, actually gain more notoriety quicker than the male artists. But once the male artist establishes himself, you know, like a Drake for a decade, so it's very powerful, of course. But Tory, that doesn't take away from the fact from the talent because it is true. Megan is a bigger artist. It's not to say Tory isn't a big artist, but talent wise, take aside from whatever happened, the court would decide. Talent wise, you know who actually has more talent. Stop it. You know who has more talent. It's facts. Great track, Tory.